Mushoku Tensei news. Yes, we have some Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation anime series news coming out. Yes, they had an event around Mushoku Tensei, the anime series. They revealed a new PV. They released a new key art. And yes, we have what I think everybody was kind of predicting at this point, a change in directors again. Now, it's a good change, at least compared to the first core, but I wasn't really expecting something grand. I wasn't expecting the director from season 1 to return or anything like that. I've given up on that. I think that guy overworked himself. He got a better offer. He went somewhere else. It's never coming back. Unless, I don't know, maybe Egg Firm and Buy and all them decide to dump a bunch of money on the guy. Maybe he'll actually return, but it's not going to happen. But no, we had a date release as well, which we have April 7th, which is around the time that everything kind of starts. That's kind of actually like a week into the actual season starting. It's going for 12 episodes, so either way, it's going to happen, and what date it actually starts is shrugged, but yes, the 7th, so set your calendars for when that comes out. I will definitely be covering the series again when that rolls around, and yes, I will probably be doing skip content videos again for those episodes, and that was a lot of fun last time. People really enjoyed it. It was really successful for the channel itself, so yeah, I'll definitely be doing that. But that aside, date aside, yes, we got a new key art. It looks super cute, and yes, this is where we start to get into spoilers, so I guess I should have said that beforehand. Slight spoilers. I know I don't know how you're going to be able to spend the next few months not seeing that key art, but yes, the key art pretty much reveals Aisha and Norn are coming back. So yes, good stuff there. The adorable and mischievous Aisha, and yes, the adorable and must protect Norn. I cannot wait. That is some of the best stuff of volumes 10 is around those two, and I cannot wait to see it animated. Please, the new director, please, Shibuya, please nail that. They better nail those stories, because truth be told, that's pretty much all I really liked in, well, there was one other thing in that volume that I really, really liked, but yeah, it really fantastic key art, looks really super cute. I kind of agree with a lot of people. I don't know. I think Rudius is looking normal. I mean, it's kind of different style than you're going to actually have in the show itself. The show itself has kind of a filter to it. So obviously the key arts are going to look a little bit different, and coloring and all that kind of stuff to the actual show. But that aside, let's get into the director. The director is probably like the big thing that a lot of the massive fans are probably debating right now as to if this is a good choice. Again, I didn't expect him to go back to the first season's director. I think he's given up on the whole project. I think he overworked himself. And I don't think they're giving him enough time. I honestly have a prediction that they weren't going to give him enough time for season 2, and he said, I'm out. And plus, like I said, I think he probably got a nice cash offer somewhere else. Hiroki Hirano, who was the director for part 1 of season 2, he's leaving. And again, I kind of predicted that. It seemed like the guy wasn't really doing that well, and he just kind of left, whatever. The director replacing him is Yurosuke Shibuya. And yeah, when I initially Google searched the name, I'm like, oh gosh, the only name that came up as a director is Strongest Exorcist in Another World. And I'm like, okay, Strongest Exorcist was actually a good show. It's just another, reincarnate type of show, but it was kind of have the exorcist type of spin to it. He had exorcist powers going into a fantasy world that has, spells and magic. But I felt like, despite the fact that I don't know the source material for Strongest Exorcist, it was a solid, it was solidly paced, besides one spot, which could be just the source material was like that. It seemed like a really good adaptation. It looked good. The characters were fine. The story itself was fine. How it all played out, how it was directed, seemed really good. So I'm like, okay, I don't really get much from that, but at the same time, it's not bad. So at least compared to Hiroki Hirano, this guy seems to have some experience. Now, it got even better when I went to sites that actually listed out decent information around him, the episode directorial work and all that kind of stuff. And yes, that's when something very, very important popped up on the screen. He was episode director for specifically the kidnapping of the Beast Girls. So season 2, part 1, the part where Rudius kidnaps Linnea and Priscilla, he did that episode. He did storyboards and the directorial work for that episode. Now, there's some sites that list it as episode 8, but that's because they're including episode 0. So it is episode 7, technically, of part 2, which is the capturing of Beast Folk. That's good. That raised my levels of expectations for this core way through the roof. Now, it could have been just him doing a really incredible job. That way, everybody's impressed by him. And when he actually does a full entire season, he's going to be different. Because obviously, if somebody presents to you, do an episode, and you do a really good job of it, and then they go, okay, do a whole season inside or a whole core, and it's like, well, suddenly, okay, now I can't focus on doing incredible stuff the entire time. I gotta focus on all these episodes. It could totally flop. But again, he's got experience at least in doing full seasons. And again, Strongest Exorcist was really solid, so it's not like he getting a season thrown in front of him is going to make him, cave or anything like that. But that right there, that episode, I have to say, yeah, I'll say it. Off the top of my head, that was the best directed episode of the entire core. That episode right there where Rudius went in there with Zenobia, and then Zenobia starts freaking out because he has to show him the figurine, and Rudius is really mad, and you have you have Julie hiding behind him. Like the expressions, the characters, the perspective shots. I mean, I even made clips on Twitter showing these cute little shots where Julie is running away while something is happening in the scene. It was really well directed. Like there was so much in the shot itself that was clever and really well presented. So again, and then you go into, yes, the fight itself, which I thought was really solid. They did the fight between Rudius and Linnea and Prasenna really well. And then go into the reaction faces and everything with them being confined and him talking about him bringing out the Ponsu and them freaking out and them going Rakshi. Like everything played out so well. So just those few scenes alone shows me this guy is very talented. And so my expectations for the second part has shot up. I hope that he keeps, if he can do what happened in that episode, if how he directed and played out and storyboarded that episode, if he does that for the rest of the entire core 2, please, by all means, do it. Because yes, as many will be alluding, this core is phenomenal. There's stuff in this core that is super, super good. And I cannot wait to see it actually animated. But yeah, that's great. Additionally, some other information, he did episode directorial work for Beastars, Happy Sugar Life, Fuda Pie, Shobi, and Are You Lost? All, well, minus one, I won't say which one, or minus two, I won't say which ones, are fantastic. So that's great stuff there, especially like Beastars. Beastars is fantastic. Additionally, chief director for Smiled on the Runway. Now, I don't know if he was chief director for the entire thing, and usually chief directors usually kind of handle the whole thing, but that's a really fantastic series too. So all that right there has got me really, really excited. He also tweeted on Twitter. He X'd on X. I don't know what they've named the posted. I think we're just going with posted. Can we just do posted? He posted on X saying, "I am pleased to announce that I am directing the second season of Employment Reincarnation, which is Mushoku Tensei. The entire staff is working with the utmost sincerity on this project, and I look forward to working with you all." So standard fluff. He's just saying, yeah, we're gonna do a good job. Don't worry about it. Yay. Really, really great stuff. But yeah, other than that, of course, we already have the announcement that it's going to be 12 episodes. Of course, it's studio bind. And that's pretty much what we have. The PV itself. Let me get into the PV itself. So pretty much slight spoilers here. I'm going to talk about what was in the PV, and me kind of confirming what's in the PV kind of spoils things. It's not anything that shouldn't be known just by looking at the PV and knowing what happened before this core came out. So choose to listen beyond this if you want to. But anyways, yeah, the PV itself, like I said, the first half was really kind of just fluff to get you kind of emotionally connected to Rudius and Sylvie again before they present that, yes, in the second half of the PV, it's getting into Rudius and Sylvie are now, living together and enjoying their life together. They even have the whole, let's get married whole wedding scene with them inside the dining room with them all standing around. Like I said before, the PV looks good. The coloring and the visuals and everything, a lot of the shots are good. I was a little bit kind of leery with the shot with Rudius and Sylvie sitting at the dining table because it kind of looks kind of like what I was complaining about with the first core, and the idea that it looks very flat. It's just kind of the characters like are stick figures sitting flat to the camera angle. I like more perspective shots. Give me some good angles rather than just dead on. And so that was kind of reminding me a little bit of like that whole first few episodes of the second core or the second season where it's just kind of flat characters stamped on the screen. And again, they did it again with the whole wedding scene. With the wedding room or the room with everybody in the wedding. It's just dead flat on shots of the characters. A big wide open room with the characters just standing like they're just pasted onto the screen. Like print. Like they just go to the website, Mushoku Tensei's website, and they grab the character art and they just go copy, paste. It kind of looks like that. So besides the dining table, which is okay, like the coloring and the lighting and everything is great, but I think the wedding the wedding ceremony room, that was just kind of like blah. But what do you expect with, you know, a lot of characters in a room? Sometimes people kind of cut corners there, but they could have done some really good perspective shots from maybe like down to the side, looking up the characters all lined up, looking towards Rudius and Sylphie. It is what it is. But those two shots aside, I think the rest looked really good. Like the shot with Nora and Aisha at the door. Yes, again, slight spoilers here. I mean, you see it in the PV. Rizard walking around the corner. Freaking pop over Rizard just coming around the corner. Ugh, I love Rizard. I was so happy to see him when I got to that part. Ugh, I love Rizard. And prediction, based on the fact that they're showing that shot in the PV, which I guess a lot of the focus here is to kind of present what the key art's going to show. The PV is pretty much to present the key art. And the PV is showing Norn and Aisha are coming by. And here's Rizard, and then marriage. So it does make sense that they're not going to show anything else. But my prediction here is, based on the fact that they're already showing Rizard and Norn and Aisha, I don't think we're going to get the story of how. That's the problem. I don't think we're going to get the how of why Rizard is with Norn and Aisha. Did Nora and Aisha just run away and ran to Rudius, and they caught and Rizard caught a glimpse of them as he's walking by and goes, "I'll protect you," or what? So that's going to be the question mark, is if they're going to even show how they meet each other. And if they don't, we'll probably know within the first few episodes of the. I don't know if it'll be the first few episodes. We'll know pretty quickly in the second core, and if it doesn't, I'll be here to do a skip content video on it, because I adored that little segment saying how they met each other and the journey, all that kind of stuff. Additionally, yes, we get a little shot with Rudius and Sylphie kind of sitting there talking to each other, and Rudius getting a little blushed up. Sylphie's got to work hard for him. All that kind of stuff is super cute. So yeah, it's a pretty solid PV. Like I said, I don't really expect too much with a PV that's releasing in February for a show that's releasing in April. They're trying to keep pretty tight-lit about what's coming up, which is good. I like the fact they're not showing too much. I know that in the past they've done PVs for Mushoku Tensei where it just shows way too much. I think even like especially the first like really long PV they did for season 2, for me even showed a bit too much. And at the time I hadn't read through volume 12, so I was like, okay, this is showing way too much. But it's a good little kind of slice there, and I'm really looking forward to 3 critical stories in this little segment. Not the later half. It's going to be like the juicy bit, but this first half of this second half is going to be fantastic. So I cannot wait for it. And I hope you guys will join me here for it. So if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button, check out my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list if it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, again, when this season comes around, I'll be here to do skip content videos. I'm very careful about what I cover for skip content videos. If you're wondering what my flavor is, I know a lot of people will go, well, it's not here, so let's just talk about it. I do try to give a sense of, okay, this could technically be moved over here, but there's never 100%. But if you want somebody that covers all that kind of stuff, I'll definitely be here for it. I usually do impressions of the episode itself, talk about what happened in it, and then talk about what is actually skipped. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know all of this whole PV, what you think about the art and all that kind of stuff. The director, what do you think about the director? Do you think it's a solid pick or what? Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, membership button down below. Greatly appreciate what it does, and y'all take care.